With us once again is Andrew Cotto. And yes, guess what he brought? Another book. You make books, Andrew, like people make recipes, because you just stir it up and voila, it's a masterpiece. Tell us about this new one. What's going on here?
Thanks for having me. And then this one was really quite a miracle. I wrote, this is my lockdown baby.
Okay.
The quarantine came, and I was sequestered in my Brooklyn home. I was working on another project at the time that was a little more serious. It was a memoir piece about a friend and loss, and I just couldn't immerse into that every single morning during all else that was happening in the world. So I'd written Cucina Tipica, the previous book, which I discussed with you before, and knew there was a sequel coming at some point to it.
Okay.
I had it in my head. I was going to unpack it when the time came around, and the time came around when it was lockdown time. So I went into my office every morning for 6 months straight and wrote for hours at a time and created this book, Cucina Romana, where I took the characters from the previous episodes and set them off on another adventure through Italy. And the reason behind it for me was therapy. It was escape. I was taking myself through my imagination every morning for hours at a time into Italy, with the hope that when I was finished, I'd be allowed other people to do the same thing with it.
Especially because we couldn't go to Italy, right? I know, so it's like food-filled, wine-soaked adventure. So you're bringing Italy to the readers.
That's what I'm doing.
It's fabulous. You just on the other night on Instagram, you did a book launch.
Yeah,
what was that?
Party.
Yeah, who was hanging out with you there?
It was great. So I was hoping that they would be able to, when this book was published, there'd be an in-person book event, because I love book parties. They're really fun. Not book parties at bookstores. I have book parties at events and in venues with music and food and open bar. And I was so hoping it'd be like the end of the pandemic quarantine would be launched with this release, and it didn't work out that way. So I did the next best thing, which was continue a series I've been doing throughout the pandemic, where I've had they call it the Aperitivo Hour, where I do a reading from my kitchen. I read passages from the book that involve food and wine, and then I demo what I've read in my kitchen live. I've made lamb chops and different pastas and etc. And for this one, for the special event, I decided to bring in a chef to help me, and it was Rocco DiSpirito. He's a pal of mine. He blurbed the book. He came over. We all safe distanced and COVID test beforehand, and we did this little party, just me, him, and my two friends who own this beautiful loft in Red Hook. So,
I was wondering.
Yeah.
I was like, did Andrew move? I'm like, who lives there?
Oh no, it's a
So
great
nice.
old loft above a motorcycle shop owned by my buddy.
Fun.
And him and his girlfriend lived there, and they hosted us. And I read passages from the book taking place in Rome. This one is split between Tuscany and Rome.
Okay.
And so I read the Tuscan opening, and then the Roman introduction of the pastas that the character experiences, and then Rocco came on screen and made pasta carbonara.
Who could ask for anything more than that?
It was spectacular. It's a great cooking lesson too.
And you didn't bring me any leftovers, Andrew?
I know, I'm sorry. There were no leftovers. We had bistecca Fiorentina afterwards too. We were there for hours. The after party was the best party ever for 4 people.
Well, thank you as always for joining us on set. We look forward to hopefully doing some remotes with you as well. So please go get one of Andrew Cotto's books. I think, how many do you have now, Andrew? Like 10, 15?
That's my 6th novel.
Oh, 6. Okay,
Yeah.
number 6.
Yeah.
But he'll be with us for at least 15. Stay tuned.